Hi everyone, welcome back to another Diablo Immortal video. Now I wanted to make this video because I've got a bit of an unpopular opinion. So I much prefer doing Erebban over Abyssal Verge, and I wanted to explain why. So since these two events started dropping gems that count towards your weekly cap, they're really popular, and it means that you don't have to do hidden layers now to get your gems capped for that week. So there'll be less people doing hidden layers and more people doing either of these two events. Now I see a lot more people doing Abyssal Verge and looking for parties for Verge as well over Erebban. Now I tend to stick to doing Erebban solo for capping my gems really quickly, and I wanted to show why. So I'm just going to jump straight in with a speed build that I have, and I've not capped my gems for this week. I've literally only started just doing gems because it's a Monday. And I'm going to focus on doing Erebban to cap my gems solo. So the speed build isn't really that impressive. I'll show it off later on, but I've just got Wraith Form, Bone Armor that increases my speed, and some set items that help my speed. Now, just going to open the door. The idea is we're going to run as fast as we can and click as fast as we can and not have to worry about anything else. We don't care about killing the enemies. Let them follow, let them hurt us. We're not really worried about them right now. We're just going to run and click, and that is all we're really concerned about here. And it's quite fun. I prefer this mode just because it's easier, less to worry about, and just run like mad and just keep clicking. I've got Command Skeletons and Grim Scythe on just because if there's enemies running behind me when I'm exiting, and especially by the door, it will just help to take a few of them out without me even having to do some primary attacks at times. It's just extra little damage there. Oh, gained a Paragon level as well. Wasn't expecting that. So yeah, all we're doing is just keeping an eye on that mini-map, and it's best to have a large mini-map, just like you would when you were doing any tower runs. Don't have a small mini-map, have a large one, just so you can see where all the chests are and where you should go, just so you don't get stuck. On the left hand side of the screen you can see that we've got danger level. At the moment that's level 4. The danger level increases the more chests you pick up, and the quicker you pick the chests up the more your danger level will go up. Now you can see that I'm getting 20 seconds increased time there. The reason I got that is because I collected a lot more chests quickly and I got further in. So don't worry about the time going too low and then having to run back. That timer does increase the more chests that you pick up and how quickly you pick them up as well. So now is when the giant chest opened up. So you can see on the mini-map there is a larger chest that spawned. Now we don't want to click that chest. It's this one here, this big purple chest, the glorious chest. We do not want to click that, because if we click that it's going to end and we have to run back to the start, and we'll only get gems for being in danger level 6. Now the idea is we want to get to danger level 8. So all we're going to do is leave that chest alone and then keep on running and clicking. You can collect that chest afterwards, so when you're running back to the entrance, it does allow you to click that chest, so don't worry about having to click it right now. If you get lucky, you can actually end up heading in the right direction and not getting stuck like that in a dead end. Sometimes it's the left hand side, or sometimes it's the right hand side, which opens up a bit more. So like I said, I'm not really looking at the time limit because I just want to run and click. That time limit will go up as I keep clicking. Now, as you can see, I'm on danger level 8. I'm not really going to bother collecting any more chests. The bonus is 450%. And I'm going to go back here. Actually, first I'm going to show you that you can click this chest. So as you can see, I have to run back to the start now. This chest is not locked and I can still click it. Ooh, that was quite unfortunate. The Avatar of Terror spawned just as I was explaining about the chest. So the idea now is just to run back to the start. And like I said, let the enemies follow you. The only time you really need to kill is when you get to a door like that. And if the enemies are blocking the door, it can be quite annoying. So that's the only time you really need to use some offensive spells or attacks. Other than that, you don't really need to worry about killing any enemies in this mode. That's why I find it a lot easier. And like I said, I've got Command Skeletons, which I can just click on, and they can do the dirty work for me. Click on the exit and head to this portal, click on the portal, and we're out. So that was a very fast, quick run. Let's have a look at the summary screen and see how we did. And quite easily got to danger level 8. I didn't have to do anything too skillful or tactical there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gems there. And we got also 2 Abyssal Essences. The Abyssal Essences you can trade in when you get 10 of them. We also got some gold and you get some random loot as well. But the main thing to point out here is you get 8 of these gems in about, well, it's definitely under 4 minutes. Sometimes it can be about 3 minutes 30 seconds, 3 minutes 40 seconds, or just over 3 minutes. But 8 gems in under 4 minutes, come on, that's not bad at all. And you can see one of these will be bound, then one will be unbound, one will be bound, one will be unbound. So let's jump in and do another run, just to show you that wasn't just pure luck or anything like that. So I'm going to go in and do one more round. And this time I'm not going to talk too much on this run. I'm just going to run and click like mad, just so you can watch what I'm doing based on what I explained last time. Okay, so I'm going to go to this door and I'm going to be quiet now, and just so you can see what I do.
Give it more time. I must wait, it seems. That ability must recharge. Is patient. Not yet. Still recharging. Give it more time. I must wait, it seems. Is patient. Your grave beckons. Still recharging.
And there we go, we escaped Erebban. Now let's see what rewards we get. And that was a fairly quick run as well. So there we go. Another 8 gems there. and the time there is 3 minutes 14. So that's under 3.5 minutes. I was expecting to be just around 3.5 minutes, but that's well under. So just over 3 minutes for 8 gems a run, and you can just spam this non-stop until you cap your gems. It's just a no-brainer for me, to be honest. The main things to remember is just try not to panic. Don't look at the time too much, because then you'll just, you might get stuck or you might get lost. I don't really open up the map fully either. You just need to have the mini-map large. Just keep on running and clicking, running and clicking, running and clicking. That's really it. So just make sure you have a speed build on, and it's generally quite fun as well because of how quick you can get through, and just running back, just making your way through those gates. Don't really need to worry about killing the enemies as well. Like I said, it's only sometimes when you get to those doors you can get a lot of enemies grouped up at the doors, and if they attack you whilst you're trying to open the door, then you'll get interrupted and you'll need to sort of move back, kill them, and then attempt to click on the door again. So yeah, and that's basically why I prefer doing Erebban over Abyssal Verge. I don't do Abyssal Verge at all, to be honest, and I see a lot of people doing this. Now, just for comparison, let's go in and do Abyssal Verge and see how we get on. So maybe I'll take in a damage heavy build, because obviously you need to kill a few more enemies. So let me just put in a build which isn't too fast. It's one that I've used for challenge rifts. And let's go in and take a look at how I get on and see if I can get 8 gems. Okay, so plan your escape. We're going to head to the top of the map over there. Just keep an eye on the map. Yep, kind of got the route in my head. Let's go. So let's compare now. We had 8 gems in under 3.5 minutes. And I'm sure there's a much better way of doing this. And if you're a class that, can steamroll through these enemies, Demon Hunter or someone, can probably get way more kills than my Necromancer, and a lot faster as well. So maybe it's just for my class as a Necromancer, I find that Verge isn't as efficient as Erebban.
Fear not to the end.
See if we can take out this
Run if you like.
orange mob just in time.
Death is patient.
So I'm not really worried about having a speed build here, because I don't really just want to run to the end straight away. The idea is to try and rack up those scores, so I want to get a decent score, which means I do have to start killing quite a lot.
My health is
Obviously
restored.
speed does help, because then you can run and kill at the same time and get a good distance away from that terror that's about to engulf me if I don't be careful. Just gonna go to the left here, kill these ones, and start heading to the top of the map here. Yeah, just make sure I'm going the right way as well. So let's go up here. A few more enemies up here we can kill along the way. I'm quite lucky because I'm a Necromancer. I've got my summons doing a lot of the work and a lot of the killing. I'm doing primary attack only when I can, really. I'm just running and attacking, run and attack. But yeah, I find this a lot more effort than Erebban. I just have to run and click, open. I was explaining to someone the other day, it's like the final chamber in Crystal Maze. We have to collect all those tickets in time. Just be as fast as you can. I feel like I'm having to do a lot more effort here. And it's slower. Okay, let's take out these enemies. So I'm taking my time just to make sure I don't rush this just to deliberately get a bad score or anything like that. I am actually taking my time and genuinely trying to get a good score by killing as many enemies as I can on the way, and staying just a little behind the terror that's about to engulf me. Now it's getting very close actually. Let me get up here and take out the boss. It's 19 yards away, that terror, so okay, let's see if we can take out some of these enemies around the boss before we kill the boss itself. we took out quite a few. I'll start damaging the boss a bit and then take out these enemies on the right. So I got... What's my score? 3 minutes 16 seconds. Score of 1,322 with only 4 gems. Yeah, so half the amount of gems there in the same amount of time. Now, it could just be that I just suck at that mode and just need to kill faster. Right, now let's try with a speed build. So next time, to make it fair, I'm gonna go in with the same build that I used to go in with Erebban. So let's switch to my speed build that I've got. Same build that I went into Erebban. I'm going to go into Abyssal Verge. Abyssal Verge, I said that wrong. So, yeah, let's go in. Okay, so we're going into Verge now. Again, for a second time. Okay, so here we go. Plan your escape. Let's go up north. And let's see how we get on with the speed build. Okay, so the enemies, they're dying fairly quickly. I don't know why I expected this build to be a bit worse. It's not too bad. I'm doing a decent amount of damage and nice and quick. But let's see how we do overall. So, like I said, I'm trying my best here. Just trying to... I'm not just running in a straight line just to the end. I am slowing down to kill as many enemies as I can. Let's go to these blue enemies over here. Elites. And we've got some more elites higher up here, so let's take them out. And we have an ancient elite further up north. Actually, I'm going to take out these elites on the right here and then go up north. See, I don't mind the terror being slightly behind me. I'll only start to panic if I get stuck somewhere, and looking okay at the moment. Let's go up here. See, what would have been a cool effect if like zombie hand or something came out of the terror as it got close to you, sort of dragging you into hell. That would have been quite fun. What is creepy is in Erebban when the boss symbol comes up, and that music as well. It's quite like a menacing music as it's approaching you, sort of like Terminator. I remember the first time I ever tried Erebban and that boss came up, and I just ran like hell for the door. It was quite a fun experience, I remember. It's a really cool event actually. Both of these are nice additions to Diablo Immortal, and I'm glad they're permanent as well. And especially now that you get gems that help cap your weekly gem count. Spending less time now having to hunt down hidden layers. Okay, I'm going to have to hurry up a little bit here because the path sort of goes into Terra before I can come back out again. There we go. So it looks like I'm not even getting the same amount of points as I did last time. I think last time I got above 1,000. But the point I'm trying to make is I'm trying to spend a lot more effort trying to kill all of these enemies. And making sure I get enough coverage to take out the enemies so I can get that higher chest score. Same again, so I'm under 2 minutes, I'm under 3 minutes, so it's quicker than Erebban, but I've only got 4 gems. So in the same time I would have got 8 gems in Erebban. So that's the point I'm trying to make. I personally feel it's a lot more effort doing Abyssal Verge, maybe just with my class that is, with it as a necromancer. And to finish off, I'm just going to do one more go at Erebban. Maybe I'll talk through this one like I did on the first run, and let's see how we get. So it's fair comparison, I've done a few runs of Erebban, I've done a couple of Verge runs, and then back to here. So I'm trying to do a fair test here, and it's not like best pick that I've gone for. I am just literally jumping from one to the other here. Okay, so same again. Fairly chilled. I've got the same build that I went into Abyssal Verge. Taken the same build into Erebban. And, oh, is this a fleeting shrine? No, I was hoping it was going to be a fleeting shrine. Increase my speed a little bit further. Okay, let's go. Click these chests, just keep running. My bone armor increases my movement speed. And Wraith Form just makes me go faster. Grim Sith is just literally there to circle round me. Just extra protection when I'm running back.
Still recharging.
Legendary drop there, that was quite nice. I'm sure that'll appear in my mailbox.
Is patient.
Oh, is this a fleeting shrine? Oh, damn, not again.
I must wait.
Maybe third time lucky with the shrines. As I've mentioned before, I'm not really looking at that time remaining. I try and avoid looking at that. It just stresses you out if you do look at it. Because then you'll like panic and say, oh, I'm running low on time, I need to get me faster. Just relax and just keep an eye. I'm just really watching the minimap. In fact, yeah, that's one thing to mention. I'm not really looking at my character that much. My eyes are focused on the minimap on the top right corner and the arrow which represents my character. And I'm literally just watching that arrow and directing the arrow to the chest one after the other, whilst my finger just clicks on the skills which increase my movement speed. Occasionally I'll hit the skeleton just because I feel like it and just a habit. I mean, these enemies behind me are not really that much of a problem. And like I said, do not click on that glorious chest, this big orange one. Do not click on that because it will end and you'll have to run all the way back to the start and you'll be stuck at danger level 6. So you will not get the 8 gems as a reward if you do that. So leave that big chest alone. Don't worry about the time. It will increase the more chests that you pick up and the quicker you pick them up. Okay, let's go down here to the right. Click that one. Down here we've got some more. Okay, so we've hit danger level 8 now. There's 10 seconds remaining on the clock. So all I'm going to do, you can see in clan chat, somebody's already asking for +3 for Verge. Whilst I'm spamming this for 8 gems at a go in just over 3 minutes. Okay, I've clicked that big chest on the way back. Sometimes you can get lucky and it will be directly on the way back, that big chest, so you can sort of click and run straight back. Keep an eye on the dotted lines on your minimap. That will direct you on which way to go to get back to the starting, just in case you've got too far in and you're not really sure. I mean, you can click on the map and it will enlarge it and it will show you as well. That's nice and easy, and let's exit and escape Erebban and see how many gems we get, just to show that we definitely get 8 gems when you get to danger level 8 and how quick and easy that was. There we go, 8 gems again, just over 3.5 minutes. Got 3 minutes 39. Danger level needs to be 8. Only got 1 Abyssal Essence this time, but that's okay. The more you do this, you're going to get that 10 out of 10 and then hand them in. So that's basically it, and that's my unpopular opinion of why I prefer doing Erebban over Abyssal Verge, and why I will always do Erebban over Abyssal Verge. Abyssal Verge is great, it's fun, probably even better in a party where you can sort of split up and take out more enemies. But if you just want to cap your gems solo at your own pace and consistently get those 8 gems every time in just over 3.5 minutes, or sometimes just under if you're very quick, stick to Erebban. So I hope you enjoyed watching. I'd like to hear some of your feedback and comments in the comment section. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Oh, before I go, one thing I did want to show is my set items. So the first 4 set items that I'm equipping here are Windloft Perfection. Now the first bonus for Windloft Perfection gives me an additional 15% movement speed when in combat. So as you can see, I've got 4 of those equipped, so that helps a little bit. For the rings, this doesn't really matter. I've got 15% increased damage for my summons. That's only because I use this build when I go into tower run, so having that increased damage helps a little bit. But you can swap that out for anything else you want. Now the last 2 set items I have are Isatar Imbued. That gives me an extra 30% movement speed for 3 seconds each time I defeat an enemy. Now, I'm not really killing on the way myself, but I have got my summons behind me. So when my summons do kill an enemy for me, I'll get 30% movement speed. But it doesn't take long to sort of do your primary attack to sort of kill some enemies on the way. But what I was pointing out earlier is I don't really need to focus on killing to get the 8 gems that go for Erebban, whilst on Abyssal Verge it's in a very constant killing gameplay to grab those additional gems. As for my skills, it's mainly bone armor that's giving me increased movement speed by another 30%. And also, while bone armor is active, the movement speed and attack speed of you and your summons are increased. Wraith form will give me an extra movement speed here. So basically, it does give me increased movement speed. Apart from when I just use it, I go forward quicker. But it says activating Wraith form removes all effects which cause loss of control or decrease movement speed. So just in case one of the enemies ended up hitting me with something which decreased my movement speed, hitting Wraith form will get me out of that situation. But that's really it. So I hope you enjoyed watching and see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye.